From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
I think I shocked some of you, huh?
House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy has dropped out of the race for Speaker of the House. Arizona's delegation weighs in on the surprise announcement.
Plus, it's a key week for the case against a U.S. Border Patrol agent accused of gunning down a Mexican teen along the border.
And what local pet stores think of a potential merger between Petco and PetSmart.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Genesis Monserrati.
And I'm Erica Lang. Thanks for joining us.
Our top story tonight, a chaotic day in the nation's capital. We're tracking the response from Arizona's representatives after a major announcement and delay in the vote for the nation's next Speaker of the House. Cronkite News reporter Elizabeth Blackburn is live in our Washington bureau with the details.
House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy says he's withdrawing from the race to be Speaker because Republicans are clearly divided. McCarthy told colleagues he was not the right person for the job before addressing the media this morning.
I think the best thing for our party right now is that you have 247 votes on the floor. If we are going to be strong, we got to be 100% united.
McCarthy had been heavily favored to be nominated for Speaker in a vote today, but he failed to win over a small but crucial bloc in the House GOP, the Hardline Freedom Caucus. Arizona Representative Trent Franks said he was moved by McCarthy's statesmanship in bowing out.
Let me just tell you that no one has a higher respect for and affection for Kevin McCarthy than I do. I think he just did something that was selfless. I don't know whether or not it will ultimately turn out to be the best for the country or not, but I am convinced with all of my heart that is exactly how he intended it.
Late this afternoon, Representative Paul Gosar told Cronkite News he was still throwing his support behind Florida Congressman Daniel Webster. Current House Speaker John Boehner says he will serve until the House votes to elect his successor. He was due to resign at the end of October and has yet to announce a date for a new Speaker election. Live in Washington, I'm Elizabeth Blackburn, Cronkite News.
Meanwhile, Arizona Representative Raul Grijalva is explaining his stance on giving presidential candidate Bernie Sanders his endorsement. Grijalva admits it's going to be an intense political fight, but he says supporting Sanders is worth it.
Just like Bernie is in this thing to win, I've endorsed him, and the people that are supporting it are in this thing to win and to change the tone, the texture of American politics.
Arizona Representative Paul Gosar is hailing a vote today that would make it easier for Native tribes to enter into mineral leases without oversight from the Department of the Interior. Gosar sponsored the Native American Energy Act, which passed today in the House Natural Resources Committee. The bill would limit environmental review of such sites and would specifically allow the Navajo to enter into longer-term leases.
After years of legal battles that have tested the patience of people on both sides of the border, a U.S. Border Patrol agent faces second-degree murder charges for firing into Mexico and killing a 16-year-old in Nogales. Cronkite News Borderlands reporter Alicia Clark brings us up to date.
It's been almost 3 years since a Border Patrol agent killed a teenager along the border fence. For many in Nogales, Mexico, the memory is still fresh. A memorial marks the spot where Jose Antonio Elena Rodriguez was killed. He died in front of a building where a doctor lives and practices medicine. I talked to that doctor, Luis Contreras Sanchez, who was home the night of the shooting. He remembers hearing multiple bullets hit his building and described the sound as if there was a war and his house was a target. When it was over, the doctor saw the teenager's body on the sidewalk. His family says Rodriguez was shot walking home after playing basketball. At the time, Border Patrol agent Lonnie Swartz was pursuing two men trying to climb the fence into Mexico. According to Border Patrol, Swartz fired his weapon in response to rock throwers on the Mexican side. He now faces second-degree murder charges and is expected to plead not guilty at his arraignment Friday. Alicia Clark, Cronkite News.
The Metro Phoenix Export Alliance was awarded a $100,000 grant today from J.P. Morgan Chase. Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton, one of the co-chairs on the initiative, said the funds will be used towards educational workshops and outreach programs to boost small business exports with Mexico. For full multimedia coverage on this story, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
The Arizona Coyotes are staying at Gila River Arena until at least 2017. But some Glendale business owners in the nearby Westgate Entertainment District say they're worried this 2-year deal is only temporary relief. Game days are big boosters for Westgate businesses. With more traffic from team employees and fans, the entertainment district opened in 2006, but still struggles to maintain tenants.
PetSmart and Petco are two of the top dogs in the pet industry, and there's speculation about the companies merging. Reporter Jackie Padilla reports how local shops could benefit.
Shopping local is great for any community, and Oh My Dog says grooming local is no different. From custom doggy treats and designer outfits to personalized grooming, this Scottsdale pet boutique says they cater to pups who like to be pampered. Jackie Griffin and her husband opened the doors to their pet boutique 8 years ago.
This is the real owner of the store. So when it comes to the experience, we have the grooming and then we have the specialty boutique.
Griffin says she knows people have a lot of options when it comes to shopping for their furry friends, but she thinks local shops can offer products with a special touch.
I think that for our unique concept, it's really different because we're just trying to really give that unique touch to the dogs and let their personalities kind of shine through.
Much like Navarre here, local pet boutiques seem pretty relaxed and aren't too concerned about the bigger dogs in the industry. There is speculation that PetSmart, a major retailer that started right here in Arizona, may be merging with Petco. According to Reuters, multiple anonymous sources familiar with the situation say the companies are still in the talking stages. According to their websites, both have approximately 1,400 stores. But within a 1-year time period, PetSmart leads in net sales by about $3 billion. Luke Arsenault with Moss Adams says when two companies consider merging, strategy is key.
It's a very expensive process, and mistakes that are done could be very costly. You know, high risk, high reward.
Arsenault also says when big companies merge, local shops can sometimes benefit if they lose focus on the customer during the merging process. In Scottsdale, Jackie Padilla, Cronkite News.
Again, the companies have not confirmed a merger, but rumors started about the acquisition in September.
Needy families in Arizona are facing a drastic cut in access to a major welfare program.
Coming up on Cronkite News, how budget cuts are making Arizona the most restrictive state in the country when it comes to assistance for needy families.
And we'll look at what's causing high obesity rates along both sides of the Mexican border.
At ASU, we believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, asu.edu.
I'm an urban gardener. I'm a PhD student in criminology and law and society.
I have an expertise in construction history.
I also happen to be a swing dancer. Oh, and I'm a source.
And I really like being a source.
Great journalism requires great sources, and we want you to be one of them. Arizona PBS is building a network of viewers, people with insight into the stories we cover and the stories we should cover. Explore what it means to be a source for the Arizona PBS Public Insight Network at azpbs.org/pin. Are you a news junkie, history buff, science or nature lover? Then discover 8 World, an entire channel devoted to bringing the world home to Arizona. Watch 8 World on Cox 88 or over the air via antenna on 8.3. To find out how to tune into 8 World for your satellite or another cable provider, visit azpbs.org/world or call 602-496-2308. Discover your world. 8 World.
See this patio? There used to be a motorcycle sitting there, a bike I didn't use and didn't want, so I donated it to public television, and they took care of everything. In addition to supporting my favorite programs, I earned a tax deduction. Turn something you don't need into something you really want. Contact the Vehicle Donation Program.
8 is Arizona PBS, a service of Arizona State University.
Recent budget cuts in Arizona mean some financial assistance programs will be significantly scaled back. Investigative reporter Sydney Glenn explored how that will affect families who need the money the most.
The federal limit for TANF benefits, known as temporary assistance for needy families, is 5 years. In 2010, Arizona reduced that to 36 months. In 2011, 24 months. And come this summer, there will be a 12-month lifetime limit, the most restrictive in the country.
Families seek help from places like St. Mary's Food Bank when times are tough. Many are receiving monthly stipends from TANF, but come July, about half of those people will be dropped. Yesenia Yavano has 4 children. Her youngest is just 2. She says she's nervous about how she will make up for the lost money.
It's out good with the bills and everything.
In order to receive TANF benefits, people must have dependent children, be considered a needy family, enroll in the jobs program, and make sure their children are immunized and in school. Tom Riley with the Morrison Institute recently did a study on the cuts. The blue bars in this graph show how direct help to needy families has decreased since 1998.
So over the years, the state has reduced the amount a family can receive, and it also reduced the lifetime limit.
Cynthia Zwick with the Arizona Community Action Association fears that people won't be ready when the money stops.
They're going to need help with shelter, they're going to need help with food, they're going to need help with rent and utility assistance.
The Department of Economic Security estimates that when this new policy goes into effect come July, roughly 1,600 cases will be dropped, which could result in more families relying on places like here at St. Mary's Food Bank, where they already provide enough food for 250,000 meals a day.
Karen McLaughlin with the Children's Action Alliance said for some families 12 months may be enough, but not for all.
But there are other families that face multiple issues. If they're homeless, if they're victims of domestic violence, if they have children who have disabilities or other issues, or they themselves have disabilities, it takes a longer period of time to get those issues dealt with and help that family find a job.
The average family receives $195 a month, but needy families may not be the only ones that need to prepare.
It's not an increase in the number of resources available for them, so it's a strain on the community that is always asked to help through contributions of food, through the support of nonprofit organizations.
One of the main goals of TANF is to get poor families off of government assistance and in a sustainable career. But McLaughlin is concerned that that's just not happening.
And we don't think that anything is being done to help the parents get a job that will sustain their family for the rest of the child's life. And I think that's what the TANF program was intended to do when it first was created.
This summer will bring big changes for families on TANF.
You know, one thing I know about these families is they're resilient and they will work as hard as they can to make ends meet in the meantime.
According to the Economic Department of Security, this new policy will save the state about $4 million a year from the $9.1 billion budget. For a full multimedia report, visit cronkitenews.azpbs.org. With the investigative team, I'm Sydney Glenn, Cronkite News.
The U.S. and Mexico share more than a border. Both countries are struggling with obesity rates that are among the highest in the world. I was recently in Nogales, where border residents are especially concerned about childhood obesity. To understand the growing obesity problem on the border, you don't have to look far, says this PE teacher in Nogales, Mexico.
I work in an elementary school. You notice the children who are struggling with their weight, the parents are fat, so it keeps repeating itself generation after generation.
One reason, the popularity of U.S. fast food chains in Mexico. Junk food is also an easy reach for children on both sides of the border.
En las escuelas a ellos les venden.
In the schools, they sell them Sabritas potato chips, they sell them Tostitos, they sell them all of that, a lot of soda.
The result? Both countries are struggling with obesity. The Mexican government has created a public awareness campaign promoting a healthy diet and imposed a 5% junk food tax in 2013.
There's a lot of explanation about the issue on television and other media, but people still go, but not like the fast food boom.
The solution begins at home, says this grandmother.
Grandmothers and mothers, we need to make meals at home that are more nutritious.
Home cooking is usually healthier, but a harder choice for those who have to eat on the go. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is funding efforts to fight childhood obesity on the border, and Nogales is one of the areas getting help.
Health is a #1 priority for parents when they think about their kids.
Coming up next on Cronkite News, we take you inside a special committee meeting with a call to action over a widely unknown pediatric disorder.
For the white team, number 16, Max Domi.
And we'll look at one hockey player who is facing a new challenge on and off the ice.
The easiest and best way to support Arizona PBS is by becoming a sustaining member. Your monthly contribution of $5 or more comes directly from your bank account or credit card, so you know your membership is always current. It also means no more renewal notices in your mailbox. So more of your dollars go to the programs you love. It's convenient for you, greener for us, and better for the planet. Become a sustaining member today.
Tap into the art scene from coast to coast. Join the Art Beat Nation, a weekly series where you'll experience a rich cultural tapestry of art stories from across America. Meet artists, writers, composers, and performers setting the pulse of the arts in America now. Join us for a brand new episode of Art Beat Nation, Sunday at 5 on 8HD. When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us online. Become a news source for the Arizona PBS Public Insight Network. Your ideas and insights can help us create relevant and distinctive reporting. Join now at azpbs.org/pin.
Throughout its history, Arizona PBS and volunteers have enjoyed a rich and rewarding partnership. Whether answering phones during our pledge campaigns, stuffing envelopes, or assisting with special events, volunteering at 8 is fun and provides excellent work experience, team building for a group, and a sense of community involvement and importance. If you would like to volunteer at 8, or if you have dropped off our mailing list, we encourage you to call the number on your screen or go online at azpbs.org/volunteer. Thank you.
Many youths in today's society are misdiagnosed with mental illnesses like Tourette's, obsessive-compulsive disorder, or anxiety attacks, when in actuality the diagnosis could be an autoimmune disorder that attacks certain functions of the brain. Cronkite News reporter Jesse Schultz has details on an effort to create more awareness about these disorders.
The Arizona House Committee on Pediatric Autoimmune Neuropsychiatric Disorders, or PANS, met today to discuss plans to better educate and diagnose this relatively unknown disorder.
The Arizona House Committee on Pediatric Autoimmune Neuropsychiatric Disorders, or PANS, may look small, but they are discussing a big topic. PANS occurs when an infection triggers an autoimmune response that results in inflammation on a child's brain. That inflammation causes symptoms of mental illness and sometimes results in misdiagnosis. Carrie Kling, mother of a son with PANS, hopes the work of the committee can create a system of early diagnosis so parents don't go through what she did. Her son was diagnosed with Tourette's, but actually had an immune response to strep throat.
There was no research about PANDAS or PANS at that time online that I could find. There was no support group. There was no one for me to turn to.
One of the goals of the committee is to spread awareness and educate doctors on diagnosis and treatment, both of which are controversial because PANS is not widely accepted.
This concept came up 25 years ago, and many physicians said it doesn't make any sense, and we don't believe it.
Another goal is to find the funding for a medical center of excellence at the University of Arizona that will specialize in PANS.
We will be the national center for the standard of care.
For Kling's son, PANS diagnosis and treatment has made a huge difference.
He's made about a 95% recovery, and it's because he had the right treatment.
The group needs $5 million over the next 5 years to start funding the Center of Excellence.
In honor of the Pediatric Neurological Disease Awareness Day, supporters will be hosting a picnic tomorrow evening at McCormick-Stillman Railroad Park in Scottsdale. Live in the Media Center, Jesse Schultz, Cronkite News.
The Arizona Coyotes start their season Friday night against the Los Angeles Kings. One of the players will be suiting up for the first time. Cronkite News reporter Allison Cummings is live in the Media Center with more.
Max Domi was drafted by the Arizona Coyotes in 2013 as the 12th pick, and he earned himself a spot on the roster for the first time this season. But there is more to this athlete than just on the ice.
For the white team, number 16, Max Domi.
Max Domi is the son of former NHL enforcer Ty Domi, one of the top young players on the Arizona Coyotes, and a type 1 diabetic.
I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 12 years old. I didn't really know a whole lot about it, and I obviously was in the hospital for quite a long time and saw a special on this guy named Bobby Clark, who was this tough guy. He was he was the CE for Philadelphia Flyers, and he was a type 1 too. So I mean, it's definitely a guy that I looked up to and is a role model in my life as a type 1 diabetic and as a hockey player. So I changed my number to 16 and haven't looked back since.
Type 1 diabetics are insulin dependent, meaning the pancreas does not produce enough insulin to regulate blood sugar. Because of that, Domi wears an insulin pump while playing. Nurse practitioner Pam Akers explains how the device works.
It uses rapid-acting insulin, so a little bit of insulin goes in all the time, which is called the basal insulin. And then when you eat carbohydrates, or you're going to eat whatever food, then you count the carbohydrates and you put that number in the pump.
This lifestyle is something Domi embraces and feels will not hold him back.
I usually don't really like to talk about the challenges, to be honest, because I mean, a challenge is whatever you make it out to be. I mean, if you look at it as a negative, then it's gonna, impact you in a negative way. But if you spin it into a positive, it's gonna do nothing but push you forward.
Domi talks to kids with diabetes and lets them know there is nothing they can't do and they can always achieve their dreams. In the Media Center, I'm Allison Cummings, Cronkite News.
Hunting season is still weeks away.
That's right, Genesis, but that's not stopping some from starting early. Coming up on Cronkite News, how the state is using a robotic deer to catch them.
Fridays, it's at Cronkite News, your social sharing connection where you choose the news. Facebook likes and shares, tweets, retweets, and favorites. YouTube views and subscriptions. We're watching you watch us. From our digital home at cronkitenews.azpbs.org to your television, web browser, or mobile device. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Then join us for at Cronkite News, our weekly refresh, each Friday at 5 on Arizona PBS.
Tickets are available now for one of the most anticipated luncheon events of the year. Join industry leaders from the worlds of media, politics, business, and education as we honor award-winning news anchor and late-night host Charlie Rose, this year's recipient of the Cronkite Award for Excellence in Journalism. The event takes place at the Phoenix Downtown Sheraton on Monday, October 19th at 11:30 a.m. For tickets, visit azpbs.org/Rose or call 602-496-4539.
Hi, I'm Judy Woodruff, co-anchor of the PBS NewsHour. Preparing the next generation of journalists has never been more important than it is now. With its groundbreaking partnership with Arizona PBS, the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU is revolutionizing journalism education to provide students with a real opportunity to work and learn under the supervision of veteran journalists, producers, directors, and editors on newscasts, investigative stories, and documentary productions. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, reinventing journalism education in the digital age.
The state is still 2.5 weeks away from hunting season, but some Arizonans have been jumping the gun. Cronkite News reporter Julia Thatcher has a sneak preview on the state's plan to combat it.
The Mule Deer Foundation here in Phoenix has just donated a mechanical deer to the Game and Fish Department in hopes to stop hunters who may try to start their hunt early. And oh dear, is this causing some upset in the hunting community?
Poachers are, in my opinion, the cancer of the hunting community.
In Arizona, Game and Fish reported citing more than 600 people in 2014 who were illegally attempting to shoot wildlife. In order to combat this, the Mule Deer Foundation donated a mechanical mule deer to use as a decoy to catch poachers. Although Game and Fish has used similar decoys in the past, the new technology makes the deer appear more lifelike. While the Game and Fish Department regulates the wildlife population, the animals actually belong to the residents of Arizona.
People should know that they own that wildlife and that's being taken from them, just as if someone came in their backyard and snatched their dog.
A flick of the tail and the turn of a head could be all that's needed to entice poachers. Once someone has taken a shot, officers stationed nearby will try to catch the offenders.
If caught, poachers could see up to 6 months jail time and a $750 fine.
Those close to the cause, however, think these penalties might not be enough.
I mean, the bottom line is thieves are thieves, and that's what these folks are. So they need to spend time in jail. I think there should be confiscation of weapons, confiscation of their vehicles. I think they should go after where they live, too. I have no feelings of guilt to say that I would like to see them lose everything they have if they try to steal things from people.
I asked the Game and Fish Department when they plan to deploy their new decoy, but they said they don't plan to tell anyone in hopes of catching poachers off guard. They said they also intend to change the rack of the mule deer to keep poachers on their toes. In the Broadcast Center, Julia Thatcher, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's next on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
Coming up after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. Superintendent of Public Instruction Diane Douglas joins us in studio to discuss a variety of issues facing her office. And we'll look at a new study on concussions and the high rate of brain disease in NFL players.
I'm Hari Srinivasan. On the next NewsHour, Gwen sits down with the U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch. That's Thursday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.